The last time we did this one, I said I didn't really want to do it, and I only did it because people wanted me to do it. It's a lot of doing it. And we're back on Starbucks by popular demand, and I think for good reason. Okay, so it is the holiday season. That's why it makes sense. Everybody was really happy with the Starbucks video we did. We've got 3 of the most popular drinks that Starbucks has ever created. I'm sorry if yours isn't on the list, but with all that said, let's make these, shall we? Before we get started, let's add the pumpkin spice latte. I know you've been asking for it, so here you go.
Good evening. No.
Okay, we're back at Starbucks. I don't know why. I feel like it was just yesterday that we did Starbucks.
And obliterated them.
So we're gonna do that again. But this time it's the holiday spirit. Can I get a grande hot caramel brulee latte, a grande hot peppermint mocha, and then 1 grande eggnog?
Sorry about that, wait.
No worries. Thank you so much. So we've got our drinks. We're gonna go back and taste test these and see how they are. We have 3 beveraginos here. Well, first off, let's take a look on the inside, see how those look. Where's my whipped cream? Aren't they supposed to put whipped cream on that? You have to ask? What is that? That's not even all the way full. This is kind of sad. This is what they all look like, and then this is what the advertisement looks like. What's the difference? We'll start with the nog, because I love eggnog. This tastes nothing like eggnog. 98% milk, 1% coffee, and 1% eggnog. Okay, caramel brulee latte. That just tastes like sweet milk. No brulee about that. I can feel the fat on my lips. It's like, man. This is what everybody is losing their mind about. Josh, you do the peppermint mocha. Ah! My expectations for this are astronomically high due to the volume of people that love this so much. That's it? That's what the hype is about? There's a layer of oil on top of this. There is literally a layer. Do you see that layer, that separated layer? Syrup is a liquid. It doesn't separate like fat does. You know how fat and water separates? That's a layer of fat. See how I dip my finger and there's nothing on it but shimmering? I'm moisturizing my hands with it. Now I need to wash them. Ay. What is this? Oh my God, let's just make this. Okay, let's get this Starbucks part 2 on the road. We got 3 drinks, eggnog latte, peppermint mocha, and the caramel brulee latte thingy. Let me start by saying this. I do not consider whipped cream on a latte to be legally allowed, but in the Starbucks tradition, we're gonna do it, so don't yell at Papa. Let's begin with the eggnog latte. First, we're gonna make our own eggnog. Store-bought will just never compare. In a medium sauce pot, add 1 cup of granulated sugar, 3 cups of whole milk, and the beans from 1 whole vanilla bean. Add the whole vanilla bean pod too, why not? Whisk that together, set that over medium-low heat, then keep heating and whisking, and once the sugar is dissolved and the mixture is hot, but not boiling or simmering, get a separate bowl and add 5 to 6 egg yolks, depending on their size. Whisk the egg yolks together, then add a small ladle full of your hot liquid to the yolks, whisk that in, then keep doing that just until your egg yolks are tempered, and by tempered, I mean nice and hot. Add your yolk mixture back to the milk, then add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1.5 tablespoons of ground ginger powder, and 2 teaspoons of fresh grated nutmeg. Whisk all that together and continue heating over medium-low heat while continuously mixing, making sure that this mixture does not simmer or boil. Please. 2 things will happen if you let it simmer or boil. For 1, Papa will be mad, and for 2, you'll cook the yolks and get a gross mess and cry in the corner. You want the mixture around 175 Fahrenheit the entire time. Anyway, after 5 to 8 minutes, the mixture should have thickened and should coat the back of a spoon nicely like this. Strain that through a fine mesh strainer into a bowl set over an ice bath and start mixing that just until the mixture is totally cool. Then whisk in 1.5 cups of heavy cream and a 1/4 cup of brandy, cognac, or bourbon. You can skip the alcohol if you want, but it's an iconic flavor addition. Now, making the latte is pretty easy. You'll need a 1/4 cup of whole milk, add in 1/2 cup of your eggnog. Now look, you can heat that up over the stove, but I chose to steam mine with my espresso machine's steam wand. Once it's nice and hot, go ahead and pull 2 shots of espresso from an espresso machine. Link in the description for the one that I use. And alternatively, you could use 1/2 cup of cold brew concentrate that's been heated up, or 1/2 cup of a mocha pot espresso. Totally up to you. Then just mix your coffee with your hot eggnog mixture until thoroughly combined. Then pour that into a coffee mug, top with a nice swirl of whipped cream, and hit that with some additional fresh grated nutmeg, or a dusting of cinnamon. We'll taste test these at the end, so let's move on to the next latte. Next up, we have your precious little peppermint mocha. I don't know why people love this so much, but anyway, whatever. Instead of chemicals, let's start off with a mint-infused simple syrup. In a small saucepan, combine 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water. Whisk that together and heat that over medium heat until the sugar is completely dissolved and the mixture is hot and steamy. Then just drop in 2 bunches of fresh mint Turn off the heat and let that steep for 15 minutes. Then remove your mint, strain the liquid, and bada bing bada boom, you got a minty syrup. Now to make your latte, heat up half a cup of whole milk until very hot. Then add a quarter cup or 1 ounce of finely chopped unsweetened chocolate. Mix that together until completely melted and combined. You may need to hit it with a little additional heat if that doesn't finish dissolving. Then again, pull 2 espresso shots or half a cup of your heated up cold brew concentrate, blah blah blah. Mix that into your chocolatey milk. And from there you'll add about 2 to 4 tablespoons of your mint syrup, or until it reaches your desired level of sweetness and mint flavor. Mix that together until thoroughly combined. Pour it into your favorite coffee mug, top with a fatty of whipped cream, and add some finely grated chocolate on top just for the flex. Okay, last but not least is the caramel brulee latte. And yes, we're gonna make little crunchies on top, so don't even go there. On that note, to make the crunchies, in a medium sauce pot, add 1 cup of sugar, 6 tablespoons of water, and 3 tablespoons of bourbon, or just more water if you don't want the alcohol. Now whisk that together till combined, then heat over medium heat. Bring it to a boil and let it boil until it turns a very deep amber color. Then immediately whisk in 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. As soon as that's combined, pour that onto a baking sheet lined with a silpat or parchment paper and let that cool completely. Once it's cooled, it should be nice and hard. Then snap it into pieces, place it in a plastic bag, beat that thing up until you get nice crumbles like these. Then just set it to the side. Now we also need a caramel sauce, which is a very similar process. Get a medium saucepan, add 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of water, and 2 tablespoons of bourbon. Whisk that together, and this time set it over medium-high heat. Bring it up to a boil, and let it boil and reduce until it reaches a slightly less dark amber color. Then whisk in 4.5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt. Once that's combined, turn off the heat and whisk in half a cup of heavy cream and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful caramel sauce. Now pour that into a container and let it cool. Don't worry if it looks a little runny, because it's gonna thicken as it cools. Now, to assemble your latte, heat up 3/4 of a cup of milk until very hot. Add in those 2 shots of hot espresso or your heated up cold brew, blah, 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 and 1 to 2 heaping tablespoons of your caramel sauce, or to taste. Now, once that's thoroughly combined, pour that into your coffee mug, top with your velvety whipped cream, and finish it off with a nice helping of your crunchy brulee topping. And that right there is a salty bourbon caramel brulee latte. Now let's see how the taste of ours compare with little Starbucks. Okay, so in order to make this not weird and no mouth to mouth, I'm gonna use a spoon so TJ can taste test this afterwards. So the eggnog latte, I mean, wow. This is already my favorite drink of the winter. Look, normally my order is this, a quad shot iced latte with whole milk, 16 ounces, no sugar, nothing else, just milk and espresso. This, well, if I wasn't on a diet, I would have this every morning. Anyway, the stupid peppermint, stupid latte. Immediately, you've got that rich chocolate, the peppermint's there. It doesn't taste artificial like the other one. This one actually has a fresh mint flavor, but it actually commingles more properly with the real chocolate flavor. All right, last. This is something to be sipped, all right? Don't do this. This is just stupid. That's the special one. Ooh, between this and this. My favorite out of these 3, split between the eggnog and the caramel brulee. My personal favorite right off the bat, caramel brulee. It's the least sweet, it's got salty caramel, good for me. Now, more specifically, did we win? Which ones did we win? I would say we won every single category, but obviously I can't say that because I'm biased. And Josh, you have to have somebody come taste, otherwise you just always say you win. You can't always win. That's not true, you can always win. And I hope that happens today. So TJ, come on up and have a little taste. All right, there we go, so we're all set. After this short break. Beep, beep. Ow. Good, bro? I'm in pain. Here's number 1. Give you a little sip. Okay, number dos for you.
They're both like pretty decent, but I'm gonna go with number 2. Yeah, I mean, they were both pretty good.
Wait, which one are you picking?
This one?
Okay, which
Wait,
taste these again. That's 1, okay? And then that's 2. I just want to make sure that we got the right thing here, because I'm like actually kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, this one.
That's 1.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, we're going with 1 then.
This seems rigged, but I swear to God, TJ's just stupid. Here's number 1. Okay, so that's number 1. Give number 1 a sip. Lickety split. Number 2. It's number 2, just as a reminder.
Decent.
Finally, a win. God damn it.
This tastes like caramel. This tastes like sadness. It tastes like they just put a bunch of sugar in it.
No. Here's number 1. So there's number 1 and 2.
I think we go with this one.
Finally, a win. Let's go.
I don't really like either though, but this one.
I'm gonna say 3 out of 3. I'm gonna say TJ was just a little confused because the eggnog was on point.
That one was the best one.
Nonetheless, even if it was 2 out of 3, that's still a win grand total. So, but better, Starbucks Part 2, the hot drink holiday edition.
You want to know what else gives you energy and happiness when ingested? B-roll.
Guys, and that is it. So we made our 3 holiday drinks, hot latte versions of each. They're all honestly relatively easy to make, and I think if you really are craving something that has like a genuine, properly conducted flavor, then obviously making your own is the best. If you are looking to just drive through and pick it up, then I'm sure there's many people who are gonna comment and be like, well,
Going to Starbucks only takes 2 minutes, Josh.
it's like, not really. It actually takes like 30 minutes. So you drive like probably, you know, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes out, and then you sit in line for 5 minutes, and then you drive back for 5 to 10 minutes. So really, when you weigh the time scale, that argument's becoming less and less valid in my opinion. I don't know, I guess if you get it delivered. The point is you can do whatever you wanna do. I'm not gonna try and force you to do anything, but if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.